Okay, guys, I'm a huge believer in retreating when a further advance is impossible. Now, this battle here at Sand River, I'm platooned with Techie 95, and he's in an IS-8, which is not exactly the most robust vehicle in the world. And the situation we're facing here is there is a Tortoise in front of us, there's an E-75, and behind the E-75 is the Tier 9 Mini Waffle. And our force here consisted of some weaker vehicles that don't do well in these frontal engagements. So we've lost our ISU, we've lost our Object 704. They might have been a little careless dying there like that, and we've got two Tier 7s and a Tiger 2. And the T-95 is way back there as usual. He's falling way behind, and also there's no Artie. If there had been an Artie or two in this fight, and I was up here in this position really early, we might have been able to get in some damage from that source. But in this battle, that is unavailable. So I said to Techie, I said, we're getting out of here. It's that simple. Beating our heads against a brick wall here is not going to work. And the beauty of this tactically, this may sound a little complicated, but the vehicles ahead of us, I've seen this over and over. The Tortoise, the E-75, and the Mini Waffle, when we disengage, unless they are top players and recognize that moment, they're going to be slow to react. We will disappear from in front of them, and unless they, as an urgent matter, advance to contact and start fighting again, very often by switching flanks, we will contribute to wrecking the remainder of their team on the other flank before they get back into the fight. Now, the very top players in this game don't fall prey to that trick, but these guys do. So away we go. So like I said, I told Techie we are leaving the area. And I said to the Tiger 2 here, there he is behind me. I said to the Tiger 2, and that IS-8, that was just ridiculous what he just did there. Totally clueless. I said to the Tiger 2, leave the area, and he actually did return into the vicinity of the T-95. The IS and the T-43 are just clueless there, unfortunately. So there's my comment to the Tiger 2. So Techie and I are pulling out, and my job here, I believe, is to eliminate the Lorraine. And see, he's freelancing over there. His name is Vitrex. He's a 52% player, but he has abandoned the fire team and been knocked down. I don't know if he's reloading here, but his movements are a little bit incomprehensible to me. He should have been tried to seek the protection of the IS-3. Instead, he's wandering, and I'm licking my chops here. And I'm willing to take damage in order to eliminate this guy, with a full clip of just regular AP, not gold rounds. So, isn't that beautiful? No damage, side shot, ridiculous. Miss. He hit me twice, but I finished him off. Anyways, I'm going to fast forward here to show you something else. Okay, so we've switched flanks, as I said. Techie knows how to play here. The T-95 and the Tiger 2 have pulled way back. Where is the E-75? Where is targeted? Where is the Black Dragon 3X, the Mini Waffle, right? They're not in the fight, and we're going to wipe out these guys over here. So I think, it worked in this game. And everybody should, that should just be part of your mental apparatus to recognize the moment to retreat. So on to the next vignette. Now this next vignette is much more dramatic than the first one. In my video, The Secret of Ruinberg, I described my belief that the best way to win on this map is for a massive push through E0, which will leave the enemy team's heavies stranded in the town and unable to retrieve the battle. Well, that's not happening in this battle. We were heavily outnumbered here, and the Waffle advanced right into it. We've already lost a Lorraine. And, my scouting revealed to those guys what was coming, and they chose to fight here anyways. So this force accepted a battle on unfavorable terms, which is always a mistake, unless by holding this flank for a certain amount of time, the rest of your team can cap. But it's so early in the battle, that's not the case. So, that falls into the category of a bad mistake. Anyways, there's a famous quote from the Bible in the book of Zechariah, chapter 3, verse 2, that talks about a brand that is saved from the burning, meaning that an important creature is rescued and can live to fight another day, so to speak. And that applies to Bribe here. I had already started when he was hit and lowered to 3%. I was already yelling at him just to get out of there. If you're going to retreat, you do it instantly. You don't wait around. And because he was, the brand that was saved from the burning, he managed to get in 5 further damaging hits. And also, our retreat may have been the signal for the Arty to run away. And as I mentioned in the first vignette, the best players in World of Tanks will recognize that a retreat is taking place, and they realize that they have to react instantly without hesitation. Now, these guys here didn't do that. They hesitated. Bribe and I were obviously fleeing. They'd won the local engagement, but then they dithered. They could have rushed and killed our Arties, and we wouldn't have been able to stop them. I mean, my vehicle cannot stand up to those things. And they failed to do it. And, I'm proud of our escape here. And it wasn't only to one fallback position. You could say there was fallback position number 1, which was no good, fallback position number 2, which was good, and fallback position number 3. And I'll show you all these things. So away we go. So I'm yelling at Bribe to run for it. And, we're totally outnumbered here. There's no way that Waffle can survive. And Bribe is turning his hull around right about now. And he's going to accelerate out of there. And so he's going to get 1 damaging hit. There we are, while retreating. That's pretty nice. And I'm going to double the speed here. So you see the Waffle is doomed. Those guys are concentrating on eliminating him, but it appears they did not read the play. They should just be charging at us. And Bribe took up a position behind that building, but that's really no good. He'll get trapped there, and I told him to keep moving. And look at the Arties. The Arties are running, and we're just getting out of here. Okay, so now we can get set up. I can use my scouting ability, and we'll see how this goes. So Bribe is returning to the corner, and we'll count the hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that was a kill. And then belatedly, the M103 decides to come our way. And I warned Bribe he was coming, and oh, he got another hit. 5. I forgot about that one. Or maybe 6. Shit, I'll have to count this again. So Bribe is gone to the next fallback position. And the Arties are still on the move. I mean, this is totally awesome. This is called rolling with the punches, guys. And it's awesome when people do that. So there's Bribe defending the corner. I lit the guy. And there's basically the game is over now. So I hope you enjoyed that, and we will move on to the next vignette. Now the next vignette involves a player on the enemy team in a T-34-3, which is a medium tank. His name is Nick T-33 from Rus, and he retreated as you should. If it's possible to pull back and get closer to your friends and not accept a fight on unfavorable terms, he did it exactly right. So I'm going to hit the spacebar here, and we can watch this. I'll go at twice normal speed. So he's in that initial position there, which is the correct place to engage. But we've got too much coming at him. So, oh, forgot about that. Well, he's doomed. Genius. Sorry, Cheeto. You're going to have to learn to play better than that. Okay, look at this guy. Right? He's falling back. He reads the play. The AMX M445 is probably doomed. And he's legging it. Right? You don't stay with somebody if it's impossible or unlikely that... there, he's on the move to retreat. And... I'm telling my team to drive. Yeah, I'm not happy with the delays there. Now this shows you the difference between a smart player and weaker players. Okay. The T-43 and the Firefly are driving around on flat ground in the open. We all know how that's going to end. Whereas Nick has taken up a position on a reverse slope. That is a decent fallback position, but it's not going to last too long the way these guys are playing, right? The T-43 and the Firefly could have done a lot better, and you know you can just read from their color and their win percentages that they're pretty weak, and you know maybe they'll learn from this. And I've used this thing to advance lots of times, right? This is a proper thing. So there he is, right there. Hi, Nick. And I think he hits me. That's a lot of damage, a 370. Wow. And, you know, I think he thought at this point that he'll just stay there. You know, he's not going to retrieve this. I mean, he might have been able to fall back again, but I think he realized it wasn't going to make a huge difference to the outcome of this game. And I said congratulations on his retreat. You know, I noticed that, and I always admire when people won't give up the ship. So good job, Nick. Now the next vignette. Now this next vignette is something that may never happen again to me in World of Tanks. I was in my A-20. I was platooned with one finger, and there's an oddity of the game engine. When I changed the settings, he's referred to over there as Colorblind Squad. Ignore that. It's finger in his KV4. He'd say to me, "Oh, let's do it." And here we are facing tier 10s. But I think that because the Object 140 and the E50 hesitated in the field, possibly due to my movements and lighting them up, that might have imposed some unnecessary delays on them. And, you know, they didn't have a scout working with them. In my opinion, that E50 Fenskinator and the Object 140, whose name is Detoli from Tea Time, they should have teamed up and just swept through our backfield, and I think that they took too long doing it. So I'm going to hit the space bar here. I'm in the first fallback position, and sorry about the replay surge here. I've tried to eliminate it. I can't get rid of it. So I'm just circling here, and he saw me. Not unexpectedly. So what I'm going to do here is retreat the moment they make their move. But you know, it's interesting. I don't know if the E100 over there and the 50B, I don't know if they can see me. Here he comes. So he's making it obvious that he's trying to advance. So I have to get through the gate there and then get on the reverse slope and keep him illuminated. So he disappears. And this is a scout retreat, right? I love keeping people under observation and playing a game of cat and mouse with them. You know, it's awesome to be able to do this in a tier 4 against a tier 10. So I've lit him up again, and there's Fenskinator. But once again, I think that they're missing you know, I don't know what kind of damage they're getting in from over there, but they lost this game, and you know, they're both undamaged. I think they should sacrifice at least one hit to get into a better firing position, a more decisive encounter. To pincer our surviving players, right? I think they're just playing it too safe over there. They're still both undamaged. So I'm in my second fallback position here, and I'm just waiting for them to make their move again. And you know, I sometimes hit my help key when it's not really necessary. But as you can see, you know, they're still I would use the word dithering. You know, can't you guys, you know, make a, you know, and if it was me, I would be demanding Fenskinator, come with me, we have to do it now. So here he's coming at me, and I'm going to take one final peek and then run for it. Okay. And I don't know how fast he's going there, but I'm running for it. And I just barely got out of his purview there. And let's see. Yeah, Fenskinator isn't going with them, right? Yeah, I got to say something about this. Complicated fire plans. A lot of people like having vehicles spread out all over the place. Now, I agree. Sometimes that can work. But two guys side by side, if they encounter something, they can both hit it. And with vehicles here, there, and everywhere, one guy might have a shot, but the other guy, his fire is masked. And you know, wolf packs. That's why wolf packs work, right? Because they all can hit the guy instead of trying to figure out sight lines over 250 meters here, there, and everywhere. Like I said, so I'm running for it. Can't save the arty. And he does see me, totally. But Fenskinator only now is leaving the field. I don't think that's a great idea. And there goes the arty. Destroyed by the Object 140. And now I have some fun coming up, and I'll show you the end of this. Once again, we got replay surge here. But by retreating and not dying there, I was able to help this IS-3 against a Tier 9 tank. And gold rounds, of course. So my first shot, I think, disappeared into the space-time continuum. Yeah, gone. But I managed to land 2 hits on him. And he's pointed his gun at me. And Finger and I were both shocked that I survived there. And unfortunately, I had this guy's camo was so good, I sort of had to go downstairs here. And see, he's disappeared, and I wanted to light him up for the IS-3. And, you know, I didn't think Dotoli was determined to kill me. And then I went, you know, did a little taunting, woohoo. So he came after me when it was too late. And I made a driving error, I think. I should have turned right there and gotten behind that slope. And he's going to kill me.
We're dead for. Everyone get out.
And then he comes over, and I said about time, which is a play on his tea time. So he starts pushing my corpse around. I don't know. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this collection of vignettes about retreating. And you know, every player should have a subroutine in their battle drill. You know, do I leave the area? And just constantly, you know, mentally rehearse that, especially people in mediums and lights, right? You have that ability, but even heavies sometimes can disengage and seek a better fighting location closer to assistance. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and good night to Toli. See you later.